only on WINNMedia 98.9.
Good morning, guys, and welcome to another episode of Island Tea with your faves, Azim and Jade. And in continuing with the theme of the week, my fave is not here, so I have a guest joining me to chat, to keep my company, to give her opinion on whatever we are talking about today. Miss Diddy. A lot of you guys have been seeing her recently, and I'm pretty sure y'all have been loving what she has to say and how she has been saying it. So, stick and stay with us this morning. Today is the 18th of August already. My God, August is almost out of here. Diddy, good morning.
Good morning, good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm alive.
It's a nice sunny day outside, so I expected you to be as the day is.
Hot?
Well, it depends on what you quantify hot is. I mean, you know.
No, it's hot, man.
When we think about hot girls, everybody loves a hot girl. So if you want to be hot, be hot.
May feel like a hot girl right
You
now.
feel like a hot girl?
No, may feel
Well,
like a hot
the day is
girl.
still young. You and the temperature have time to rise.
Yes, I don't know if everybody wants the temperature to rise. Feeling how I've been feeling from this heat, I don't think anybody wants it to get any hotter than this.
Well,
I think it's enough.
I like it in here right now, you know. I was trying to break my neck to see what the AC was set on.
17.
And I couldn't see, so I just walk out. It set to the girl them hat.
Ah. Look at you trying to swoon over the radio. This is not a dating show, you know. You come here, go look the woman. Don't try that.
Let's get into it then.
Come here, go try a little. Listen, man, never going.
I don't do that. I'm shy.
You're shy. Oh, you're
I'm
shy.
very shy. Very shy.
Watch me and stop spin round. Don't got the people that feel like you're shy for sure.
I'm shy for sure.
Because when you're on stage, you was spinning no way.
I was shy. You didn't see me. Go back, pull back any of the videos. You're going to see me pacing back and forth. You're going to see me rubbing my hands, people feel like those are signs of deception, that's signs of shyness.
Oh, really?
And I don't even used to eat.
So you was at risk of falling on the stage?
Every night.
Wow.
Every single night.
Wow.
I had 911 on speed dial.
That's interesting.
People don't believe me when I say I'm shy. I'm really shy for real.
Well, I guess it's because you don't exude shyness, but it is not. That's not how everybody is. Some people are introverted, but some people are extroverted. Some people are able to do things through their shyness and uncomfortableness. So I understand, because that's me. Sometimes I'm like, people don't think I'm shy either. But like, if you catch me on the wrong time, you could completely see it.
I think I just don't like disappointing people. I wouldn't necessarily call it people pleasing, but people have expectations of me to do something, and I want to do it to the best of my ability. Because I really don't look at me, it's not really me necessarily that I'm representing, but I have to make sure that my mother's good name remains.
Morning, mommy. She listening?
I'm sure she's still sleeping. She's on vacation.
Oh, must
she
be
take
nice.
a vacation seriously, very seriously.
As she should. Must be nice. But Didi, on Thursdays, which today is, we usually have this little section where we say what's been bothering us. So that's why it's called Grind Your Gears, because you're able to grind out all of the things that's been bothering you.
What's been bothering me?
And yes, has anything been bothering you as of late?
Kayan still ain't got water.
Get to the mic to hear properly.
Yeah, Kayan ain't have water. That's bothering me.
I mean,
yeah, it's really bothering me. And I think it's because I remember when I was younger and I would visit Kayan frequently, they always boasted about this source that they have. And in my youthier youth, I went to this source. It was a really lovely trek. And, up there was beautiful and whatnot. And for the life of me, I could never figure out why Kayan water routes to other places before serving Kayan. I mean, what I would give them is that the town is rapidly expanding now. And, there probably is real pressure to keep up with the expansion. But I don't feel like I'm supposed to wake up first thing in the morning and not make water. Especially in school time, and then there's never a definite, like, I know persons in Bastia, they could tell you, okay, my water goes from this time to that time. I can't tell you, me and water that's behind and seek.
And here am I complaining because my water goes 10 p.m. sharp.
See, at least you can say, okay, Jade, let's do this and this by 9:30 because water will go at 10. Me and the pipe does be there like peekaboo. Peekaboo. And if it's there, like, you don't want to see the elation. I don't feel like I'm supposed to be elated when I have running water.
I don't think you're supposed to be either. I think that's supposed to be something that all of us is afforded.
I think so too. Especially when I pay my water bill in advance.
What are you paying for?
What are you doing? Other people who behind. I really don't know. So nothing bothering me. The money I was giving water, I could have been giving funds. I'm very annoyed. So that's two things bothering me.
Figure me out. Listen, I honestly, and this has been a something that we've spoken in length about, the fact that there seems to be a very serious water problem, and yes, chaos used to be the first thing to think about. But no, you don't even know who has water, who don't have water.
That's true.
It is ridiculous, honestly. It is ridiculous. And I am just hoping and praying, like I've been saying since this past election, that this new government is going to address that issue.
I think it was the day after the swearing in or the day of the swearing in. I posted a status and I was saying, thank you so much, Congress. The water runs in Kayan. And then by the next day,
You talk too fast.
Yeah, I had to eat my words.
Yeah, but it's not his fault.
No, it's not his fault.
Just reached.
I was just being facetious because I really, all prior Minister of Works, they really used to, their names used to flow, and I don't want anybody to
flow
say
more
that,
than the water?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I don't want anybody to say that water was running the day after and I didn't big him up. So I made sure to big him up because when I go weeks, because sometimes weeks pass and you don't have running water. And no hot girl like me supposed to be down by the dam. And I know some people gonna be there, but what she mean by hot girl like she? Yes, I'm a hot girl.
And of course.
And no hot girl like me supposed to be down by no dam, but I catching water. That, no.
In this
That's not it.
That's not it. I agree. I honestly cannot believe people still have this type of troubles. Like, when it started for me, I thought this was like a no thing. Like, they're having a little thing that they need to fix. They're just going, fix it and we're going to get back to normal schedule. I can't believe I still have to be worried if I could be it. If suppose I wake up and need to go somewhere, what am I going to do?
Hopscotch. If you speak to anybody living in Cairn, they could tell you how to live off of, them island purified bottles with the handle.
That's what I have.
Yeah. They could tell you how to make it stretch.
Up to the time, man.
Trust me.
Up to the time.
Also, everybody coming on par with what we've had to deal with.
We have no choice, Diddy. We don't have no choice. This is what we're dealing with, too. This is the reality. I mean, yeah, it's probably way worse than ours, eh? At least we have water between the hours of 6 to 10.
You know how I doesn't know if water there or not? I just go and check the drain. Sometimes I get so depressed. Turning on the faucet.
You just check the drain instead.
Just check the drain. Dry drain, no water. Wet drain, run quick.
This can't be the life God wanted for us.
I don't think so. I don't think that's what he intended.
I don't think so either. But again, hopefully, the current administration will see that as one of the major. I'm pretty sure they will.
I have faith in them,
Yeah,
I have faith in them. And when I say that, people look at me funny, like, what you mean?
Well, you're not supposed to have faith in the government?
I'm wondering. But I think it speaks to who some of us are. We are so colorblind that we can't be bipartisan.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what is needed in order for us to move the country forward. A lot of times, we talk about country above self. And
They mean that,
But are we really willing to do what is necessary to achieve country above self?
I think they need to remove that from, where is it, the coat of arms?
I tell you, sister,
They need to remove it until we live up to it.
We need a referendum. Put the referendum and we find something more suitable, something more achievable.
Yes.
As a motto, because I don't, in our actions, in our daily actions, in our words, in the way that we treat each other,
it's definitely
I
not
don't
that.
see it. It's not evident.
I don't know who came up with that.
Maybe at that time.
Maybe they had faith and hope that go forward.
Maybe that's how the 2 white stars came. The hope, they had the hope and the liberty that they had the hope to believe and the liberty to think that we would put country above self. But
if they could only see us nowhere,
by
the disappointment, by
headache, depression.
Listen, because this saying it's a country above self. I've yet to see that. That slogan come to fruition. I don't feel it every day. I don't see it.
It's not evident. And I mean, I've spoken to persons who have come here, tourists who have come here, and they always talk about how beautiful the Federation is, how welcoming and hospitable the people are, and then when you look at our interactions with each other, yuck, hark, spit, vomit,
ghetto,
very ghetto. No, it's just not. I prefer a time where what we portray for persons outside to consume is how we are with each other.
I hope so too. And since you get finished, you feel a little lighthearted?
Yeah, I feel lighthearted.
Okay, just making sure you're off your chest. But you brought up something you mentioned a name that triggered me because that was my gear for today.
Okay, let's hear your gear for today.
So in this country, we have this way of feeling that we are entitled and spoiled at the same time. We are spoiled, Didi.
We are.
We are very much spoiled. We are a country where we feel like we're supposed to get the best for $2. Sometimes a bag of nuts.
That's true.
We feel like we're supposed to get the highest quality, the best standard, the most, all these things for $2.
$1.50.
A bag of nuts sometimes, I tell you. A bag of patch nuts. Not even boiled, just patched. So when we have this mentality, we feel like everything should fit into that category. How is it that y'all are the same people as for entrepreneurship entrepreneurship, for the little man, for our own striving and building and getting better. But when that happens, they all cuss.
Because it depends on who the little man is.
Oh, that is it. You're supposed to say, oh, I know, you know what else it is? Once you're a little man, you're supposed to stay a little man.
You're supposed to stay within the confines of whatever box, the parameters of whoever believes that this is how small or how big the box should be and you should not exceed. It's like the zoo. You could take a lion, and the lion was always a lion, running up and down in the wild.
Roaring and stuff,
rolling
Yeah.
on the pride lands. And then you take said lion and you put the lion in a cage, and then the lion forgets that, he was the king and he is the lion.
Because the lion feels small now.
It's like Madagascar, remember?
Yeah.
In Madagascar, what his name? He could not even war. Poor lion. Didn't even know he was a lion.
Kill the lion spirit.
That's how we want people to be. I could come today and start selling earrings and a couple people buy them, but then somebody on the outside picks it up and it turns into a franchise. And people here will start buying it because who she thinks she be?
Oh, she want to use the money to buy Lamborghini and all kind of things. She want to live a high life for her money.
Fresh set of locks.
Oh, like, what?
But that's how we, and it could even go back to what we were talking about a while ago. The whole idea of country above self is missing. The way how we treat each other it leaves a lot to be desired.
A whole lot, because I was about to say I couldn't believe it, but I'm honestly at the point where I'm not shocked about a lot of this behavior.
You better believe it.
No, it's time for me to realize that kitchens and divisions don't want you to strive unless you're striving how they feel like you should strive.
Or you're going to a level that they deem is acceptable.
Oh, how did we get here?
But then at the same time, people don't want to see you doing good, just not
better than
them and not quicker than them and not in a way that, makes them seem small or
but that's something internal that they have to deal with. Everybody not. So how is it I'm supposed to not move or advance because you're not moving or advancing? Whose fault is that? If you're watching me, who's watching you?
But people don't see that. I remember one time I was reading something and it said that 24 hours in a day, 12 to take care of business and 12 to mind your business, which leaves you zero time to worry about other people. And a lot of us, we cut what should be time for us, whether it's our introspection, our actively trying to pursue certain things, we cut out that time to watch other people. So imagine me saying, okay, next year, I'm going to pursue my doctorate, wherever. I outline a whole list of intermediate, short-term, long-term goals. And I write them down. And then somehow I forgot them because now I'm watching. I'm like, but how Jade and Island Tea every single day, man, understand? But they didn't see me. I just start good. Man, understand? And then I become so fixated and focused on what you're doing that I forgot that I said, next year I'm going to pursue a PhD or a EDD. And then I think that's how society is. And then a lot of us forget our talents because we are too busy worried about what somebody else is doing. I was talking to some students prior to school closing, and I used the Bible story about when the rich man was going away and he gave each servant a number of talents, and then I spoke to them about the ones that were able to multiply their talents and then the others that buried them. And I used that as a teachable moment, and I think that a lot of us in our own personal lives could revert to that story. Everybody has their talent. My talent might not be your talent. Your talent might not be mine. But if we focus on that talent and refine it, and we could get to where we are going. But a lot of us want things easy. We want things handed to us. And then when we look at people who work hard, we find all kind of things to remind them about. I'm waiting for the day that I get to live the life that I'm living in my head.
Me too.
And when I get there, I'm going to wait for people to say, well, she forget it's a boathouse in McNate. She didn't live in
Listen, the things that are going to say about you, the things they're going to bring up, the things they're going to remember.
And it's crazy.
It is crazy because
crazy.
we don't have to. We literally don't have to. It is not something that we have to consciously do every day. We don't have to get up and be bad-minded. We choose to be bad-minded.
I think so. It's a choice.
It
really
is a choice. It is a choice. I've never felt like, oh, this person doing this, or they shouldn't be at where they're at. They shouldn't be doing. They shouldn't have this. They shouldn't. Why would I feel that way? I should instead say, oh, that person reached there. Let me see how I could reach there as well.
Exactly. But we don't, and maybe it's the fault of persons who are rising also. I think they bear some of the blame because a lot of times you find persons, they get the formula or they have the blueprint, and instead of sharing the blueprint, they keep it to themselves.
Well, I don't be around them people because I don't feel like you should keep success. So
and so some persons they bear the blame for that. Not all, and I don't think it's the majority, but we do have those persons in our society where they
flip over this one. Yeah.
Where they get successful, they get the formula, they get the blueprint, and then
they don't want to
they
share.
don't want to share because they themselves don't want to see anybody doing as good as they are doing.
Yeah, that's bad mind too. I'd say it's a choice to be bad-minded,
It really is a choice. I don't think I have that in me.
I literally can't imagine feeling like how you feel over people being successful, or people trying to elevate, or people pushing themselves forward, or businesses doing better, or like we literally at a point in time, right? We are, for example, let's use the fun situation, right? Fancy somebody that was giving out entertainment during a pandemic for free. He was literally doing a production called The Vaccine where he would put artists on a stage in a controlled environment because COVID and he would let them perform and the masses would be able to watch that and consume that for free. And not one show, multiple. But now, Cane Juice has an event coming up. People upset with the price. As if they forget that we have to pay artists, we have to pay entertainment, we have to pay the people who are doing the production, we have to pay the people for the place that we're using. We still have to make sure y'all have a good time. We still have to give y'all drinks. We still have to pay the people them who are working. All these things we still have to pay for, But people talking about, oh, what he trying to do, buy a Lamborghini? How he can buy it? How he can buy it when he don't pay all these people?
Not change.
I'd say they want good things for $2.50.
We'll increase the price, me understand. You said $2, I said $1.50.
Oh, you're right, sorry.
You're gone up now, me understand.
I gone up like how they said we gone up.
Inflation.
I don't get it. I don't think we want, and then when we don't have things, they complain.
I think, right, that during the pandemic, all of us collectively, we missed a very real opportunity to be our brother's keepers. We missed a very real opportunity to regain and restore our own humanity. I remember when we thought the pandemic was hitting, you didn't want to see me and my colleagues in Best Buy. They started to be like after one morning. We in Best Buy.
Oh, I missed them days when you could have got Best Buy after one.
Turmeric saute. I had so much turmeric because all kind of different things were saying turmeric tea and putting this and putting
ginger eggs in your cup and all kind of.
So
yeah, man.
I bought the biggest bottles of turmeric I could find. I bought those and I did a shopping. And then when we actually went into lockdown now, I realized that my neighbors didn't have as much as I did. And then I wondered, well, if that's what's going on with my neighbors, what about other people? And so I went to Cash and Carry and some other places. And when I had two friends, they found out what I was doing. They gave me a donation. And I was able to get some boxes. And I fed about 6.5, 7 families.
I don't know what
I said
half.
a half because I had 6 full boxes and then I had some leftover stuff.
okay,
and I
okay.
gave it to somebody that I know could benefit. And I'm not talking about no small little things, 10 pound of wings, 10 pound of rice, cleaning stuff,
Lord God
tuna,
bless you
Vienna
greatly.
sausage. And I gave it to them because I knew as a civil servant, I was sure of a salary. Well, I wouldn't say sure, but I know I would be more likely
To get
a
yeah,
salary
yeah.
than somebody else who probably was working in the hospitality industry or something like that. And so that was my little part to ensure that, my brothers, my sisters were doing, if not as well as good as they could at that time. And I think that if a lot more of us, instead of hoarding the resources that we had, if we were able to share, things would be a little. But then again, country above self,
I think we should switch it around to self above country.
Something that is more achievable, so that everybody could feel successful.
Something that is more fitting to the society that we live in.
Is either that I mean, I try in my little corner. When I'm at work, I try to create nurture. Let's say nurture. I try to nurture well-rounded, forward-thinking students who
Praise the Lord.
don't think of themselves first and foremost and solely, but they're able to see a need and want to fulfill that need and be of service in their community. I endeavor. I think that should be the foremost goal of schools. But it can't just be me alone.
No, you can't do it by yourself.
Because this is like, I don't know, somehow it's embedded. This selfishness is embedded. I don't know.
Right, listen. We as a people have to try to do better. We have to try to do better. We can't sit here and talk about, this person should or that person should, without looking at ourselves first. What are you doing as an individual to try and make things better for your country, for yourself, for your family, and all of these things? Now, granted, everybody don't deserve it, but we are not the people to pick and choose. We just have to do as what is best for us and what is best for the people around us to make this society that we want to see and move forward a better place.
Definitely. Because then if we don't do something, then how can we sit down and complain? We can't complain if we don't put in some small effort of our own to ensure that the problem that we are identifying is somehow being ameliorated. But a lot of us, we are just going to sit back. We are not going to do anything, and then we're just going to complain. And that's not the kind of playing I like. I like the AA kind of playing them. I don't like the complaints. So, I don't know. Hopefully, we see some sort of rehabilitation in our society. And that idea doesn't seem like you feel hopeful. It doesn't.
I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I try to hope and pray for a better society, but I think I am really at the point where, because of the things that I've continued to see, the things that I experience, the just going on Facebook alone dulls my spirit, because over there, I don't think they're trying.
Hey,
I don't think they're trying.
I don't play with that blue app,
Listen, the blue app?
I don't play with that blue app.
That's why I don't type nothing over there. I would go over there to share a little event, share the show.
By the blue app.
But other than that, not me, because I don't know what else be happening with the people over there. They're literally behaving like they're in a whole different society to everybody else.
The blue app is dangerous.
Yeah, like they act like we can't see what others be saying.
TikTok is my thing.
I like TikTok and Twitter.
I love TikTok. Well, somebody hacked my Twitter. I really don't know what they thought
What's over there?
takes place over there. I really don't know. And they hacked it, and then, Twitter sent me a nice, strongly worded email. I had no idea what Twitter was talking about, so now I can't post. I lost all my followers. Twitter doing me bad, so TikTok it
Lord.
is. All I could do on Twitter is walk down memory lane right now. And even when I walk in down memory lane, I just be like, well, Didi, what was going on with you? Like,
Listen,
were you okay?
that is okay, because guess what? People evolve and change. Well, some of us.
I'm a butterfly now.
Exactly. You were a caterpillar.
I'm a butterfly
There
now.
you go. Some of us evolve and change and try to do better than we did a day before, an hour before. And some of us just stuck in our ways, stuck in the ignorance, and refuse to do better. So we just have to pray for those people and try our best to minimize the blue app,
Yeah,
the blue app experience as much as we can.
but the blue app could be a really, really, really good place. It could be a really, because I have so many friends from various parts of the world, and outside of WhatsApp, that's really a good way for us to connect and keep up with each other's lives. I get to see the kids growing. I get to see where they're traveling to. But those kinds of experiences are so far and few in comparison to, let's call it filth. The filth that is just so pervasive over the app. My goodness.
It is wild to see. I feel like they think that we can't see them. Or they don't think that over there is real life. Like, they think the things they post, the things they say.
Maybe that's it, maybe it's not real life. You see, maybe we are the problem.
We think...
we are the problem.
Oh.
So it's us who are the problem. Over there is Dungeons and Dragons. It's fantasy. And I guess we are taking it too seriously. I don't know.
You know why? Because the things they say over there affects us in real life.
There are ramifications to the things that people post and the things that people say. But
And they don't believe that.
I mean, I guess when you get the 13 likes, you feel like, okay, yeah, bye. Woo. What a day at the office.
I've made it.
Hard day at the office. I don't know.
I don't know either. I can
People
just
are
pray for
weird.
them.
People are weird.
Strange creatures.
Yes, I agree.
But yes, we've come to the end of grinding our gears. I feel a little bit lighter, and I'll try my best to not go over on that blue app to disrupt the peace that I've just found.
I tell you, peace is a choice. I feel lighter getting home on this scale. Peace is a choice. You have to choose. Normally when people ask me how I'm doing, I have moved away from I'm good, I'm all right, and I now say I'm peaceful. And that's me intentionally choosing, regardless of what I may be going through. And a lot of the times when I'm telling people I'm peaceful, not overwhelmed, so like me, I wondering why this child ain't bringing the SBA. I wondering why we still got to go home 4 o'clock, why we can't go home 3:30. All kind of things just be going through my mind. My mind just be racing. But I find that when I make the intentional choice, when I choose on purpose to be peaceful, then, I start being peaceful. So
I will try that.
try it. When people ask you how you're doing, stop saying, "I good." Say, "I'm peaceful," and see what happens. And it's not going to happen right away, because I used to be like, "Did you sound so stupid? But I'm peaceful." Yes, see the world burning up all around you, boy, you're peaceful. Just hush. But I stuck with it. And now, without hesitation, people say, "How are you?" I'm peaceful. Regardless.
Regardless of the world burning.
Of the world burning, I'm peaceful. Thank you so
trust
much.
me, I will try it.
Try
I will
it.
try it. Some people on the live are saying that they don't believe you're very shy. Well, not that they don't believe. They said for a shy person, your guest fits in very good.
Thank you so much. I was about to say something else, but I remembered that during the campaign trail, people were abusing me and saying I don't know how to take compliments and I don't know how to take praise. And I feel inside like burning. Must see the fire around came inside now, because I'm blushing on the inside. I'm too dark. You're not going to see it on the camera. I'm way too dark for you to see the blush, but I'm blushing on the inside. You
know what? And that's all we could ask for. The gratitude and you being able, because that is true. A lot of people can't take compliments.
I don't know. I
don't know either how to do it. It makes me feel very uncomfortable.
I was about to spin, and then I remember Jay said, "Stop spinning the people them cheer."
I have to talk to you like how you just talk to the students in school. But Didi, let's jump into some articles. It is tea time right here on Island Tea. I'm not the singer and Azim is away, so we'll just go with it.
Just nod and
Yes, just nod. And so let's start with something from Mr. Astafan, Uncle Dwyer. It says, Astafan questions Pam's leadership following defeat at the polls. The leadership of the People's Action Movement is coming into question following its loss in the National Assembly elections held Friday, August 5th. On Wednesday, August 17th, 2022, social commenter Dwyer Astafan suggested that Pam may require new leadership and will have to consider refreshing and rebranding to recapture support. He said, I think it is fair to say that time and again he demonstrated that he was not made of the stuff of leaders, far less being made of the stuff of prime ministers. Just my honest observation, nothing personal. At the time, Mr. Sean Richards himself has to be at or approaching the realization that he is pretty much at the end of his road as Pam's party leader and as a parliamentarian, and he must be losing his appetite for all of this. He must be looking to move on in life, so for these and other reasons, Pam will have to consider refreshing and rebranding if it is to recapture the enormous amount of ground which it has lost by its own doing and by the doings of Timothy Harris, Astafan said. He went on to say, the task will require a new leader and new candidates. It is true that the establishment side of Pam has its eye on their choice of leader, but I don't think that is a realistic choice. That person has proven himself not to be a good politician, leader, and not to have the stuff that it takes to be a good leader. So they have to go and find somebody else and rebuild their party. Pam, who had been in opposition from 1995 to 2015, assumed office following the National Assembly elections of 2015 with 4 seats and again in 2022 as a member of the Team Unity administration. Deputy Chairman of PAM, Mr. Azad Gums, speaking with local media on Tuesday, said Pam's defeat is not the end of the party and that they will be working to rebuild and restructure. WINNFM tried reaching former Deputy Prime Minister Richard for comment but was unsuccessful.
So you come tie me up this morning.
No. It just have to be a coincidence, eh?
You come tie me
Mega
up.
light to you. It was a coincidence.
It's a coinkydink.
It was a very, 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 very strange coincidence. However, coincidence nonetheless that these comments came out yesterday and you had to be here today.
Wow, what a coinkydink.
What a coincidence indeed, Lord. But I feel like I'm happy this coincidence happened because instead of just giving my opinion, I can hear from somebody who is inside of the party and how they feel.
I think that the article is the good gentleman's opinion.
Mm-hmm.
He's more than entitled to his opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily agree with all of the sentiments expressed, especially where it speaks to new leadership.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the electorate in C5
Mm-hmm.
would have demonstrated that they have confidence in the leader of the party.
Mm-hmm.
If they didn't have confidence, they would not have supported him in the fashion that they did.
Mm-hmm.
What I would agree with is that the party needs rebranding.
Mm-hmm.
Rebranding can't hurt.
Yeah.
Look how many of us still drink Coke. And Coke has gone through so many bottles from since its inception.
So many
To
flavors.
now, so many different flavors. I remember I used to be singing "Put the lime with the coconut." So a rebrand can't hurt.
I agree with that. I think what the party has to do is look at where it may have misstepped in the last election compared to elections past, because you going from 4 seats to now only having 1 seat tells us that somewhere between there was a disconnect between
But let's not ignore the elephant in the room.
which
and,
one?
And I think that a lot of people, they make these statements. They want to analyze. I am no political scientist.
Neither am I.
By no stretch of the imagination. However, any election results for the federation that you go over, the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party will always have the popular vote. And that is in large part due to the fact that, one, at some point in time, all of us were Labour. At some point in time. As time progressed and, we achieved universal suffrage and we achieved other things, what affects me and what affects you became different. And so, with that in mind, certain philosophies did not endear us, and certain target promises and whatnot did not endear us, and so we had to divert. And so now you have other parties. The Team Unity Alliance is what affected the party.
Yeah, I was about to ask you about that.
It affected the party, and I will say that to anyone. That is what affected the party.
The alliance between
the three, and it's not even so much the three parties. I think the alliance was good at one point in time, and then things started deteriorating. And what you have to look at with this past election is that the voter turnout was low. And if we are already conceding that the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party is the more popular party, any election that has a low voter turnout will favor them. Now, I'm not taking away anything from their victory. They have the mandate. That is, there's no two ways around it. There's no two things about it. They have the mandate. But a low voter turnout, any election which features low voter turnout is going to favor them because they are the more popular party.
Well, take the Labour Party out of it, right? And let's look at the two other parties, the PAM Party and the PLP Party. For this election, at least, we saw that if we tally all the votes together, that PLP did achieve more votes.
PAM people did not go out to vote.
And so why do you think that may have been? Because my theory is...
lack of trust.
Yes, that was one of my theories.
Lack
the fact
of trust.
that they do support the party. They don't want to support another party, but the position that they were in at the time, it made them feel uncomfortable, so they didn't want to participate in this election.
It's like just 2 years ago, you came around and you said, vote for me and whatnot, and obviously the persons came out and they voted, you received the more seats, and then a year and change later you're saying, okay, no, this is the situation, yada, yada, yada.
And not only vote for me, vote for this person as well. Vote for this leader, vote for this person as prime minister. So, I mean, we've said it here time and time again. We feel like the rift between the Honorable Timothy Harris and the Honorable Sean Richards and the rest of the party, the way it was done, it left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. Because, again, you can't tell me, 2 years ago, you're telling me, okay, this is the best person, the best prime minister for the country, and all of these things. And then you tell me, well, we know he was terrible 5 years ago when we joined with him. We know he was terrible all these years. He's been doing all of these things. It's going to make us feel away because it's like, but you was just telling us that he was so good. So, like, that is either you know that he was terrible and you wasn't telling us, or because it wasn't at a place where it served you, you weren't saying what the real thing is. And if you're telling, because 5 years ago, again, you told us he was this good person and he was doing the best and all of these things, and then the whole unity, well, the other two parties came out and be like, no, we don't want him anymore. He been terrible. He been doing this. He been doing that.
But you see, politics is a relationship. It's just like whether it's a platonic relationship or an intimate relationship, it runs off of trust. So if you and your significant other come and y'all are having a conversation, and somewhere in the conversation your significant other admits to cheating on you, how do you feel going back into the relationship? Do you want to get intimate right away? Do you want to be taking pictures to put on the blue app right away? So it works the same way. So it's the same thing. I don't think that the fellowship, the membership of the People's Action Movement has necessarily departed from the party, but they are lovers scorned right now. They feel hurt. And so this is how they demonstrated their hurt.
You see, I understand that to a level because this relationship is more than just something between two people. It is a nation, a country, a federation. I could understand two people falling out, right? But what I can't understand is people falling out now and saying that they knew all the time that somebody was terrible for the country.
My relationship analogy had nothing to do with them, My relationship analogy was the people as one spouse and the politician.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Okay.
With them though, I just think that it's personalities. I think a lot of people are upset with the Honorable Sean Richards, but if you signed on to something, you signed on to it. You must honor what you signed on to. We could sit here. We were never in the room. We were never at the table. We don't know what was discussed. All we know is this is what the Charleston Accord says. This is what they signed on to, and not because he's the leader of the party I support. I'm saying that integrity, those morals, those are things I would want in a leader. This is what you said you were going to do, and you did what you said you were going to do. I could sit here and I could say, well, why he didn't do this, why he didn't do that, but then what kind of man and what kind of leader would that make him? Let's say that he didn't honor what he signed on to. Then you and I would be having a completely different conversation now. I probably would be one of those persons who exhibit voter apathy. I probably be apathetic towards government, to the whole process, even though I know that it is a necessary process. It is necessary to have elections. Politicians are necessary, etc., etc. If he had done the complete opposite to what he did, if he didn't honor the agreement and whatnot, you and I will be having a completely different conversation right now. So a lot of things are 2020 in hindsight, but at the end of the day, it is what it is.
Yeah. The
party will rebrand, it will restructure, the leader will be the leader, and the people will get an opportunity again in 2027. And I hope we're not doing this every 2-year election.
Not me without you,
I can't do it. I really can't do it. So in 2027, everybody will get an opportunity again to see if during this period of time now, if that trust was rebuilt, if the confidence was rebuilt, and then they will get an opportunity to speak again.
Yeah.
I believe in the will of the people. The people have decided, and I don't understand why, some people just can't accept that this is what the people want. Another thing, I mean, I had my little depression,
You went up the hospital?
No, I went up there because I'm afraid up there, so I wouldn't go up there.
No oxygen up.
I think I'm going to say it, but I ain't got no money. I really ain't got
no money. That's what the people said, oxygen up there, so.
I ain't able, asthma.
I don't know how all I would have fit up there.
I ain't able, asthma hold me. Jump here, this is somebody we going to drop down, and I didn't think it was going to be me, but I didn't drop down, I had to sit down.
Just lay down the wall?
So I just lay down the wall, and I said, what? My chest plate. But it is over, and I believe in doing my small part as a nation builder. And I remember in 2015 there was a young lady, and she had some necessary qualifications for a particular job within the civil service, and she refused to go because she would never work a day under that government. And that is not something that I am going to say, and I'm going to encourage others to ensure that whatever small part you can do to build a nation, you do it, regardless of who is sitting down at Church Street. I think that's one of the most ridiculous things that you could say. Imagine me saying, well, I hosted all the PAM rallies and the PAM meetings and PAM ain't win and so I ain't. No, who does that? That's
people who literally don't
who does
think,
that?
they don't use the critical
But then on the
thinking
flip side,
skills.
on the flip side also, there are persons on the other side who are encouraging persons to be sent home because
I don't
of
cuss them
their,
there. I don't cuss
because
them there
of
from
their
early.
affiliations. That's stupid also. If
Yeah.
these persons are nation builders, they are nation building, they are not causing any harm to you. Now mind you, I do recognize that, there are some positions that
Some people need to go
would
home.
handle sensitive
some people
information.
need to not be
and
in
then
the
there are
position
some
there.
persons who really just don't belong there.
No, they just need to go
By
home,
all
go figure it out.
means. But I have heard a lot of, them there don't support this or them
Oh,
there.
them there ain't no real labor. Don't give
And
them
what
the...
is that? What is
bruh?
that? We live in so much of a color code. Like our society is so color coded. It's just all types of phobic. Any phobic that you could think of.
No, we have it, man. We have
That
it.
is our society. It's color coded, it's phobic, and it's just so.
It's nonsensical.
For a place that's so small, what was think it is the smallest free nation in independent nation in.
I think so. Yeah.
Well, even if it's just in this hemisphere,
It's ridiculous. And you know why it is also ridiculous to me? Because these same people were the people screaming and crying about victimization from the previous administration. Oh, you shouldn't treat people this way because of the fact that they don't support you. You shouldn't do this. It's not right. But then they want the new administration to be like that. They want them to do the things. It's like they voted for revenge. They didn't vote because they wanted to see the best or the nation move forward.
No,
they voted because they work.
Suffer.
How you want me to... How do you want a new administration to come and do the same thing the old administration did? How is that supposed to... Like, how is that supposed to get people on your side? I swear, right? People don't understand what the roles and the jobs of the parties are. You want people to vote for you. You want to get the majority vote.
Correct. Numbers.
You want numbers.
Numbers.
But then how are you going to tell me that, may want you because you don't support us? I thought you wanted me to support you.
But that was really evident in the motorcade. I remember 2020.
By the way, did somebody say my job in trouble? Because you're taking over. I got to cut this thing short. You do it too much.
2020, a young lady came to the Unity motorcade and they blew up again. By they really castigated
the blew up would be a detriment to a lot of these parties,
Oh my! And then this year now the same thing.
Same thing.
But why are they behaving like they don't know? We like entertainment. We like entertainment. We like to be in things. So let me know. I wouldn't go.
Yeah, I wouldn't go because I just don't like motorcades. They're way too long.
I am who I am in my party, and so I wouldn't go. But leave the people them. You don't know.
I don't understand.
It's called a secret ballot for a reason. And even before I got into politics, I was already branded. I had never even voted here at before 2015, and I was already branded. Those are things that we need to stop doing.
Yep.
Stop branding people just because this person hangs out here or speaks to this person. Stop branding people, because what we are forgetting is that we have a democracy. And when I teach my children, instead of giving them some highfalutin definition, democracy, freedom to choose.
Yes. I don't think people know what democracy means.
Freedom to choose. And so, if I could vote red this year, and 5 years from now, I said, no, by red farming. I vote yellow. Freedom to choose. Stop calling people flip-flop and pancake and all these weirdness.
I don't understand it. I do not understand it at all, Didi, because it's like, on one hand, you want people on your side, but then you're telling us don't come on your side because we wasn't on your side before.
And then when I do come on your side, you're telling me, you're only on our side for this year, and so you don't deserve this, and you don't... Like, what?
I truly can't understand the mentality of these people. And as me and Azim say all the time here, these people are the people that is going to cause the parties to lose.
Definitely.
they are
Definitely.
going to cause people to not want to support this party.
Sometimes people don't vote against the politician themselves, they vote against persons who are around them.
Yep. That is we've been saying it all through this election cycle. A lot of the people around these parties are going to cause people not to vote for them because of their behavior.
True. Very true. Very, very true.
And I've seen it. How you telling me that the Honorable Dr. Drew taking pictures with people who didn't support him? He's
So
the Prime
is he
Minister
the Prime
apparently he's the Prime
It
Minister
got
for
to be
Labour.
he's the Prime Minister only for some people. And people used to get upset with me. I have spoken to him on maybe two or three occasions. He would have come down to Keon High School at time and he would have donated something on behalf of the Care Foundation. And I always say, I really like the gentleman. He's so easy to talk to. He seems very humble and whatnot from our limited interaction. And people will be upset with me for saying that I like the gentleman. Like, he's a likable guy.
Why can't you like him?
I really don't understand it. He's a likable guy. He's the likable, honorable guy. And I don't know.
I don't know, you know.
I don't know. I hope one day, though, that, we could get past from, I'm a Labour, I've always been a Labour, I will always be a Labour, my
Labour
children
till I
must
die,
be a
be
Labour,
blend.
Labour for life.
Yes.
I hope that we could get away from that and, we could see people, we could see policies, and we could tell ourselves, yes, this policy, this person would best benefit me, and we could go that route. I mean...
And if you ask these same people who'd making all this noise and carrying on and all of these things, name 5 policies of the party that you support. They don't know.
They don't know.
None.
They don't know. Even, remember I was telling you I posted and I was like, yeah, big up Conway's water is flowing. I put better with Labour under that post, right? Me mothers.
I know some people malfunction.
the amount of screenshots it got. And I mean, so y'all don't know me by now?
Oh dear.
Y'all don't know me by
Yeah,
now?
that's why I skip off them things, because...
Come on.
Listen, did you during the election cycle? I used to wear every single color just to confuse them. Every day, me and Azim would come in here and say, "We is this party supported today? We is this party supported tomorrow?"
Well, red
Because
is
I
my
refused
favorite
to be-
colors.
Huh?
And red is my favorite color and I refused to not wear red.
Why would you?
The
not
only
wear your
color I
colours?
did not wear, honestly, and I have a lot of it in my closet and I still haven't reintroduced it yet, is orange.
Oh, that mean it, they really leave a sour taste in your mouth.
I- And I have a friend and my friend is not, well, either she's not speaking to me or she thinks I'm not speaking to her. And
that happens.
It's not necessarily, I don't think she understood where I was coming from. I sat here just now and, we dissected Mr. Astafan's statements. And I was honest and I admitted, yes, the party does need rebranding, restructuring, whatever. We need more persons who are in parties who can call out their party and who can admit when their party leaders, ministers, candidates, whatever, when they are doing things wrong.
That is, at the beginning of this debacle, right? I'm not going to lie. But before I tell you that, somebody saying, this young lady is awesome. She should be recruited to train our youth in forward thinking. I tell you, let me introduce you as a teacher,
No, y'all are on vacation. VAYKKAY.
Okay, well, for the people who do not
SHUN.
know, when she is not on vacation, as she is currently, she is teaching the nation's youth.
I try.
And you're doing a great job.
I try. Thank you.
So people, yes, the reason she sounds the way she sounds is because she is educating the nation's youth. And hopefully she can get a position where she can educate more or train the people who educate or something.
Somebody call the Honorable Jeffrey Hanley.
I think he's listening.
Make sure
I think
he's
he's listening. I think he's hearing you.
Good morning, Honorable Doctor.
I'm pretty sure if you're listening, somebody listening and be like, Dr. Jeffrey, listen, I was listening to the show this morning and a young lady was on there,
Just make sure tell him did it forever.
You think mommy wake up yet?
Yeah, because she tell me must bring oats when I come in.
She really on vacation, but but yes, when we all okay. First of all, I need to take a break. I need to take my sponsors. I don't want nobody to get upset.
It's true.
So
So the money we got to. Money is the topic.
yes, you know that. Let me. Yes, so we will take a quick break and be right back with more LNT. Stick and stay.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib. It's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
It's that time of the year again. The time when Horsewood Furniture and Appliances gives away millions in cash back for free groceries with every FlexPlay purchase. Never-ending cash back for the past 25 years. SL Horsewood and Company Limited, Horsewood Furniture and Appliances Showroom, Ashley Furniture Home Store, in collaboration with Value Mart IGA, has given customers millions of dollars in cash back for free groceries with every hire purchase in their never-ending cash back. Yes, the Horsewood's Cash Back Free Groceries annual program and promotion is the biggest and longest running of its kind in the Federation. Come today and get cashback coupons for absolutely free groceries in the never-ending cashback promotion. Yes, happening now. Get cashback coupons for absolutely free groceries with every hire purchase. The never-ending cashback is back at Horsewood Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Home Store, where you get cashback coupons for free groceries with every FlexPay purchase. Never-ending savings, never-ending discounts, never-ending quality and service. It's the never-ending cashback. Don't miss it. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back to Island Tea right here on WINNMedia, guys. I am joined with my guest today, Miss Diddy, on vacation. Carrie. That's what you're there for right now, Miss Diddy on vacation, Carrie. Anybody ask you anything? I'm on vacation.
Vacation.
Listen, it ain't easy to do your job, eh?
It's not.
It is not easy to do your job. I tip my hat to the educators of the nation, because having to raise these little terrorists to be upstanding citizens of the nation, it is not easy.
But a lot of people feel like it's just during Monday to Friday, 8 to 4. Lord, I can't wait to say 8:25 to 3:30 again. No, 8 to 4, they stress me out. But people feel like it's just during that time. But it's more. I don't know if it's just because of who I am, but I have children with me all on the weekends. If I'm driving up and I see you doing things, I pulling over and I want to know what's going on, why this, that. I just have children up by me, especially if they're saying, and I think some of them does be telling me like, when they're saying they don't have no device, because they're always on the blue app and the TikTok.
They just
and
want to
the
be over
IG.
by you,
They just come, and I don't have a problem with that. At least I know if they come, that whatever I told them needed to get done, it gets done. They would come, I would cook, and they bang about. I don't have any problem with that. We go to church. We do all kinds of things. Sometimes we go out to eat, just things, because it's more than just the academics.
I agree, and I think we need more teachers like you, especially in that aspect, because again, also people think it's just, you go, you teach the children, you recite out of a book, and after that you go home.
And it's more, especially with these kind of children in this time. It demands more from you. It really does.
Well, again, I'm happy that you are in the position you are in. I'm happy that we have you to look forward to. Some of these teachers that we grew up with, thankfully they're no longer there, and you are the new generation. And we hope that you would be able to influence other teachers, other colleagues, people to be more like you. when it comes to educating the youth of the nation. But back to the nonsense that we was talking about. I mean, ain't nonsense, but you know what I mean. Ain't nonsense, but let's see. What you wanna go to? You wanna talk about why the World Health Organization plans to rename monkeypox?
I didn't even understand why they named it monkeypox in the first place, and I've been seeing them doing a lot of backpedaling and saying how, oh well, we named, where was the Spanish flu? We named the Spanish flu, nobody make noise. We named this by something else, nobody make noise. But then you come now.
But how they know nobody make noise?
But this is what they're saying, allegedly. I mean, how they expect people to make noise when the Spanish flu came about, the blue app wasn't there. So I'm sure some people not even knew that it was called the Spanish flu. But my thing is, here's this thing coming out of Africa, and you name it Africa pox, you name it West Nile pox, you name it Congo pox, you name it monkey pox. Of all the things that you could have named it, monkey. And people are not supposed to feel attacked or demeaned or like there's some sort of racial.
Exactly, because we know there has been a history of people calling us
Monkeys.
The people of our skin color monkeys.
Yeah, so
why would you then name a disease?
Exactly. People are weird, you hear? And I don't know if the more educated you become, the weirder you become. I don't know.
I don't know.
People are weird.
But guess what? At least they're not attacking people of our skin color. Instead, they're attacking the actual monkeys. Yeah, so it says the World Health Organization says it's holding an open forum to rename the disease monkeypox after some critics raised concerns that the name could be derogatory to and or have racist connotations. Okay, well, this ain't the first one I read. The first one said that they're renaming it because people attacking monkeys. So this one is saying that it's because of the racial connotations, which
I mean, okay, so you sit down in a room, you have a round table. It's you with your little doctor qualifications and others like you with little qualifications. So I mean, you know how much schooling it takes to become a medical doctor. So here you are, this
lots
big,
of years.
renowned, well-educated, highly sought-after research individual and all your little doctor friends and sit down there and you mean nobody
was like,
nobody had the basic like
you know,
maybe
I don't feel like it's gonna come across.
Seems a little insensitive.
It seems a little racist.
Hey, Pablo, what do you think? John, Becky, Billy, nobody at all.
Nobody at all was like, you know what?
So okay, what if now?
Monkeypox out of Africa. Let's.
I
feel like this ain't gonna go over well.
Let's have a vote. Yay, nay, nobody at all.
Not one person said, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't do this.
But if it was coming out of some place like some backwoods in Mississippi and whatnot, and we didn't name it Cracker Pox
or the Redneck Pox,
everybody would have been like,
up in
oh my God, my celebrities! Like,
why? How dare you?
People just, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't understand why we
this
think,
happens often, though. Eh?
I don't understand why we think that persons of color are so. They have so much fortitude, whether it's physical fortitude, emotional, mental fortitude, such that we could do this to them.
And they ain't gonna feel no way about it.
Oh, we could say this to them. And it goes back to also, I remember, I think it was Serena Williams. Mm-hmm. She was talking about her experiences going to doctors and, knowing her body and whatnot. She's saying, this is wrong. And, they run in the test and they say, no, here's some paracetamol. Go ahead. But
that happens often. That happens even here, honestly.
It does.
Even here.
That's why when you asked me if after the election I went up, no, I have...
Yeah, taking the chance.
No. I always tell them, if anything happens to me,
don't carry jealous,
if I'm
please.
at work, my first choice is the monkey farm because it's closer.
Wow.
If I'm anywhere else, my second choice is Was.
Wow.
You ever driving through and you see them in there with the horses and the cattle and so down Was?
So we're gonna do going to
yeah, see
like
but yeah, see the care and compassion. You don't see them rubbing down the horses, guiding them to the trough and.
But so did you feel like they're gonna just be like, we can't
No, I feel like they're gonna know what to do. I feel like they're gonna give me care and compassion. People just joke. I am afraid of the hospital. Definitely afraid of the hospital.
It is understandable.
Like, really, really afraid of I went to the hospital last week to visit a friend of mine, and she was like, sit down. No, no. And she was like, why? I'm like, I'm okay.
Listen.
And I literally was up there with my bum clenched. And she's like, you look uncomfortable. Hear me? No, just came to visit you.
Yeah, no, I with it because I tell you, I've been to the hospital several times, Diddy, and a lot of instances like literally stick out to me. And one, let's start with just going into and I know I talked about the hospital yesterday, and I probably talk about it Monday, but I'm not going to stop talking about it.
It needs to be talked about. It really does.
Diddy, first of all, when we going to the hospital, right? Why is there a cemetery for all equipment greeting me at the door?
I mean,
who thought, you know what, we have a bunch of equipment behind here that don't work, let's just put them in the front of the hospital in this little thing for people to see. Then you go to the outpatient, you spend no less than 62 hours waiting to see a doctor on them cold hard chair.
Lord Kimona gonna call your name because I know you can't sue me because we're his family and you both and I books. But I think this Kimon went up there the other day and I don't remember.
No, I said she postman.
Okay. And then she was like, she wanted to know where to collect she check because it's a whole shift. It's a shift she works.
Did let me tell you a story that happened to me once, and this is a true story, Didi. One time, while I was, what word you used today when you was describing yourself as younger? Younger.
In
when
my
I was
youth
younger.
in my youth.
Yes, in my youth. I was going into a business establishment and I was wearing some sandals. And the door of the establishment took out my toe. Whole toenail gone, clean. So I went to the hospital to seek aid. Seek some peroxide, some alcohol, a plaster, anything that could help me.
Paris was shut now.
You see, I didn't think about this. In my youth, I thought the hospital is where you go to for medical care and attention.
Thought wasted, but okay.
But listen, I wouldn't. So I'm there sitting down with my toe bleeding because my toenail is now in Bastille.
Gone with the wind.
Yes, it is in the streets of Bastille now. And I spent no less than 3 hours before I said, "Me doing this no more. I go home. Whatever happen, if me to fall off, then so be it. Because I am not about to continue to sit here and be ignored. Over at, they don't have to perform surgery on me.
It's true.
It's a toenail. I'm a youth. I think I was probably in college. You want to tell me I can't get medical attention in 3 hours in a hospital for a toe? A toe? Suppose I was dying.
I remember 2019 when Daddy was having his stroke, and on a light note, I remember I said when men are of a certain age, they need to leave the young girls alone and get a woman that can recognize the signs of a stroke. So.
And we as young women who like these older men also need to learn the signs of a stroke.
I can't relate.
I can't relate either.
I can't relate.
Somebody relating to this right now.
When I was out in the world, before I became saved and sanctified and in my lifestyle, when
Amen.
I was out in the world,
Amen.
it was never for me. Like, your chest here and grey here, no. It's a no. No. But, mommy recognized the signs and she was able to get him there. Now, when you go into, where it is A&E, they have a chart there, and on the chart, it ranks what is considered emergency, if you come and this is what you're experiencing.
I think it's color-coded.
And it's even just like our society, it's color-coded.
Yeah, man.
And
everything.
Why is he sitting Like, what you saying to sit and you'll be right with him? Like, in here it's called accident and emergency. And you know what? You know why I just be really upset with the hospital? Because I love Grey's Anatomy. And some of the things that people tell me I experience for myself having to deal with the healthcare sector, I just be like, maybe this would never.
But she would never
maybe
allow
would
this.
never. Even me and I'll feel like some of the things I could perform myself because I have a steady hand. Maybe this has taught me, Bailey has taught me. And like, it has just be so infuriating. Like, you go up there and
No
there's
urgency.
no urgency. Like, everything is just a lull. When I was going up for appointment, I had to do a chest x-ray. I had to do blood work and I had to do a chest x-ray. I went up there so early, you would think that I'm working up there. Okay, I get through with the blood work. It's like minutes to 9 in the morning now, and I'm going to do the x-ray. And when I get there, the person says to me, come back in an hour, the machine ain't warm up yet. I was like,
So why are you doing all the time?
what you mean? Like, what if an accident had happened and
That
the
person's
person
out.
needed an x-ray to see
That
if...
person is salt,
like,
did he?
Come on, like...
Yes, and these is things that does really tell you, eh?
These are things that they tell you.
These is things that they tell you all
you
the
go
time.
to the pharmacy. Oh, yeah, we ain't got none of that. We ain't got that.
Did it
We ain't
sometimes
got
they never
that.
got a little toilet paper in the bathrooms?
I mean, and it's like, well, if they could run out of oxygen, and anything,
Well, yeah,
anything is possible.
Yeah.
But these are the things. And
No, it's ridiculous. There is no reason for me to go to the hospital and see all type of things rusting, all type of old things in cupboards and stuff like that. The bed look. My friend was in the hospital, I think early this year or late last year, and I went to see him, and I just like you, I didn't even want to touch anything because I afraid.
next thing I got to burn up my clothes, and it's a long time. I order nothing. You
Okay,
know, so
see, and then you're done. We're in a recession. We can't be wasting
I
things.
can't do it. I can't do it.
It is ridiculous for you to tell me that years upon, because this ain't even a new thing. From since I was a child, I've been hearing about the woes at the hospital. I am a
Correct.
whole 30-year-old woman and still experiencing these
The
things.
same thing.
Still having to, when I give birth, having nurses tell me, don't do this and don't do that. Like, ma'am, do you realize a child is literally trying to exit my body? How are you telling me, don't do this and don't do that and relax and relax? Ma'am, there's not going to be any relaxation during this process. I haven't relaxed for the last 3 days that I've been in labor.
I don't know. It's something, and perhaps some of the experiences would be a little more palatable if the workers up there had soft skills.
Oh.
Because I went in there, and I have my moments where I speaks and spokes, and I went in and good afternoon, and
You talk to yourself now?
to myself.
Oh,
Anybody would have seen me would have think that I needed to be transferred to the psych ward.
how you just up there
Oh,
chatting
no,
to yourself?
Oh no, I ain't get a good afternoon. I just asked for the person in there. So I mean,
How?
I don't know, but you can't even really punish them per se.
No, I
because
understand why they feel that way.
you don't have the influx. You don't have anybody to replace them with. I mean, it's the same thing with teaching also. Nobody really wants to teach. Let's be honest. Nobody really wants to teach. Just like how the hospital is antiquated, so too is the teaching. It's just too bureaucratic.
And
it's
I
too
realize
bureaucratic.
this is something that's happening all around the world. Like, there's a shortage of educators
Of
currently.
course, because very few school systems have teacher retention policies in place or incentives. So you have persons who work 20 plus years. What's the incentive for them working so long? And nobody tell me gratuity because that's what they worked for. But what's the incentive? What do they get? Do you make home ownership more attractive? You have all these nation builders, police, nurses, doctors, teachers. What is the incentive to keep them there? Because let's not forget, migration is a very real thing, and St. Kitts and Nevis cannot afford a brain drain, just can't afford
They
it.
can't.
So you could imagine we leave the nation to be run by them people on the blue app? Come on. Come on.
This is who you want to educate the
I
nation's
remember
youth, the
one
upcoming?
time I told someone, I said, if I ever walk into National Bank and see you as the teller, that will be the day I close the account. And the person was like, you just don't know what to tell people. But if these are the behaviors you are exhibiting now, you can't tell me that these habits are going to change in time for you to be in an institution like National Bank. Well, no man.
Somebody is saying, are you complaining about the hospital or the people's attitude?
Both.
Everything.
Both.
All of the above.
So the whole thing away in a nice hefty garbage bag with the
A glad one?
the
Is
red
that it?
handle. No, I want hefty because it's hefty. Yeah, hefty, really, really strong. Put it in a nice hefty bag with the red handles and tie it up. I remember we used to put Christmas decorations in there, and I used to spend time making a kind of. I would spend the time after you done put it in there, making the
Nicely,
bowl,
you know.
everything.
You're wrapping it up nicely because everything needs to
But
go.
it's a complete package. If I am, when everybody knows when you're not feeling well, you're grumpy, you're irritated, you need someone with soft skills and emotional intelligence to make you feel calm and whatnot. Because
Assured.
next thing you know, I up there, I freaking out. Everything that stress me out. Every single thing that stress me out. So next thing you know, I up there, I freaking out. My blood pressure skyrocket, and then
At the hospital.
the problem just starts compounding and evolving. So yeah, we're complaining about everything. Their attitudes, the software and the hardware, everything. Throw everything away.
Every single thing.
Every
because,
single thing.
Oh boy, just the thought of having to go to the hospital stresses me. Just the thought of my son being sick and I have to go up there stresses me out.
It's a stress. I have my last godchild. Thinking about like 22 of them. My last one.
About that.
She was when she was younger. I don't even think she was a year yet. She was experiencing all kind of different things, and you go up to the hospital. You have to wait. It's Nevis. She had to go. Imagine having to go to a pediatric doctor in Nevis.
Now, may I have to imagine, because one time I went to the hospital with my son, right? This is when my son was a baby. My son is 4. Well, he's about to be 4 next week. And he had, I think they call it colic, like he was stiffening up. We didn't know we did not know what was happening, and it has been happening. It was happening for a while. We're at the hospital, and nobody's tending to us. We're literally out there sitting down. My son is crying, bawling, stiffening up. Myself and his dad so afraid, his grandparents so afraid, and nobody coming out to tend to us. It had to reach to a point where we was like, okay, we feel like Jada isn't breathing properly, and that's when there was like, okay, bring him in. You know how long we were there?
And so many people have stories like this. It's not even like we're sitting on here and we attacking them senselessly and carelessly. These are experiences that, personal experiences, and then experiences that other persons would have had. So, we're talking about everything.
Every
their
single
attitude.
The hospital needs an overhaul. The healthcare system in St. Kitts needs an overhaul.
It really does.
The whole entire healthcare system.
But complete.
Yes, but let's take a call because I see somebody's trying to join the conversation. Good morning, Carly. You're live.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
Thank you for having this session this morning. And it's very interesting when you speak about the healthcare system. And when I get the news that we're going to have a prime minister, we're having a prime minister, I said one of the things, there are maybe 4 things I like to ask for him to do. Is to put water in Kayan, that's number 1. And number 2, the subjects of which you're speaking about, make sure that we have a medical doctor visit Kayan Health Center when it is noticed that one should visit. There are lots of old people around us who go to the health center for medical care. And not even the nurses know whether the doctor will show up or not. The doctor refused to show and don't have the common courtesy to pick up the phone to tell the nurses, tell everybody that I'm not coming again. They wait there for practically the whole day, and that doctor don't show. That need to stop. Because you know what? The doctor is getting paid every month. And that cannot be right. That need to be changed. And the elderly are complaining because they're feeble, they take the time and they go to the health center. Doctor don't show today. Tomorrow you go, he don't show. That has to stop. So that's one of the things that I think that Dr. Drew will fix. It's in his constituency. The other thing is that to move the post office back to Keyan. The second thing is that the community center needs to be cleaned up and get ready because we're in a hurricane season and you cannot have a community center shut down because you're talking about mold. Clean it up, fix it, and get it reopened and ready to serve the community. So I stand beside you. Healthcare needs to be looked at. But the other thing is that what you're speaking about there, I like to see a program that you could use the media to educate people to look after their health, to make the necessary preparation for prevention, rather than go to a place where you have a hospital where you have white sheets and nurses dressed in whites and all of that. That is good in its sense. But a 1 ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. So if you could use your media to educate people, dental care, your eyes, bathe properly, hygienic, keep the area clean, open solid waste when you have talking trash. Let people call back in and give their views to show where people are dumping their garbage that cause people to get sick. There are lots of things that we can look at to make sure that people stay healthy rather than waiting to get to the hospital. The doctors are slacking, yes, but we need to have this hands-on communicating to people, reaching out to people, speak to them, because sometimes they don't even want an injection. They just might want to talk to the doctor, and they're good again. But we need to have it back on track. It once worked, and it did work, and it can work again. Thank you for your time. Sorry to take up so much of your time and your energy. Do have a good day, ladies.
You do
Thank
the
you.
same. Thank you.
Did it, you know what would fix a lot of these problems with the healthcare system? If people used to sue people down here.
Bye.
If the hospital used to get lawsuits, if some of the doctors and the nurses and whoever else doing these nonsense used to get lawsuits, did he?
They will clean up the act for sure.
Quickly, because one thing people don't like is having to give people money.
It's true. I remember when I was in university, all I used to coop in Walmart is a wet aisle with no wet floor sign. I was never lucky enough to. I was never lucky enough to find
Because
one.
one slip and you're set for life.
Me mothers. But I agree. The community center in Keyan, it does need cleaning out and reopening, and I could envision so many different things for that community center. You're trying some Wi-Fi in there. You could have a whole homework program. You could have even weekend programs for the kids just to keep them off of the streets and away from these social ills. The whole, what he said about doctors not showing up and whatnot, that really touched me because when I was going for an appointment and I had to go down to do TB tests and all them weirdness, like, who does that? But and then at time I had to carry Miss Av down there to pressure clinic and whatnot. And you know, when I saw some of the older folks, I saw a man, he got the cane and he wife got one too, and the two of them, they're going one today, one tomorrow, going in because they want to see the doctor. And you could imagine having someone like that coming down, and then when they get down there, you're telling them, well, you know, we only saw 25 people today, and that's the 25th person, so you have to come back next week. Like, what? Like, the elderly, if it's two sets of people, deserve the best of everything. I mean, don't get me wrong, the entire nation, everybody, deserves good care, but if it's two sets of people who deserve the best care, it's the elderly and the infants. Because a lot of the times, the elderly can no longer do for themselves, and the infants definitely can't do for themselves.
Yep.
And so they need the very best care. I might be able to articulate, well, you know, my chest has been hurting me for this time. I feel like it's in my left thoracic region.
Okay, Grace, and that's
I
me.
tell you, maybe that does work for me, you know. But I mean, I don't know. I know that it's not going to be a fly-by-night proposition. I know it's not going to be a quick fix. But if we could even see little things, like the MRI machine is coming, that's good, because I saw somebody.
Even that was a debacle. I just can't understand these big grown people arguing about who bought it or
Which government?
Like, isn't it a need? Does it matter who is bringing it?
Aren't you glad you no longer have to go to Antigua or whatnot?
Don't
Because
you-
shortly before, I saw
And the
someone,
monkey
they had
farm?
just started a GoFundMe, and that was what it was geared towards, helping her get the money so that she could go and do an MRI. Like, but I don't know. I think that regardless of the good that will be done, people are going to sit and be, oh, well, so-and-so they said that they were going to do that. So-and-so they thought
like,
about
that's
it.
so nonsensical,
Like,
man.
I don't know.
Somebody is saying, since you know so much, why don't you go and volunteer in the hospital? Sitting there and talk doesn't help. Well, ma'am, I'm a nurse. I don't like blood. I've tried it. It's not my ministry. I've never seen a volunteer program for the hospital. So if you, instead of you telling us why don't we volunteer, how about you say, these are the programs that are trying to have volunteers. This is how you can help. Don't just assume that you clearly know. So just tell us, what do you do to help?
What would we volunteer and do? I mean, if
I don't
you
know.
need someone, I mean, as you can see, we are talking. So if you are saying that we need to go up there and be the persons at the patient's bedside and whatnot, okay, fine, I could do that. But then how is that going to help to ameliorate the problems that we are identifying? I am not a phlebotomist. I can't take blood. Next thing you know, I stick the thing so far up in the people them.
No, you get a whole
hand,
lot. Let me tell you
they
something. One
suing
time-
me. May I understand?
One time I worked at I've told the story here before. I've worked as an eye doctor. The eye doctor tried to turn me into a surgeon because he had me watching all kind of surgeries that I didn't sign up for. I was the secretary, and I don't know why I was watching surgeries. So I went.
To what class they want.
Yes, yeah, you know how I hated the job, did you? Did you know how I hated the job? To my soul. The man had me watching all kind of surgeries. The last straw for me was when I slid down the door because he had me watching somebody get an eye cut open. So I just know blood ain't my thing.
I mean, if you can suggest some volunteer programs, I'm not quite sure how, because I mean, we are speaking to the delivery of care. I am not qualified to deliver care to anybody.
Neither am I.
I'm not sure. I'm going to choose to believe that you had positive intentions when you made the comment.
I hope so.
And I'm going to receive it positively. And I'm going to say, I'm not qualified to give anybody care. I can probably go up and make them laugh a little bit, so that
that might help.
it distracts them from
The
whatever
pain
it is
and
they are going
whatever
through.
ailment
So
they're
if,
going
if,
through,
if
yes.
that's the volunteer work you are expecting of me, then
Sure.
I can start as early as Saturday
Because you're on vacation.
because I'm on vacation. Correct. But if you are expecting more of me in terms of I'm
Delivering
not so sure.
actual health
Like,
care?
it's not gonna happen.
No, that's not our ministry.
I think I did my residency in Grace Sloan Memorial, and it's still ongoing. So I really don't know how
That
I
didn't
would
include
be able to
healthcare by
help.
chance.
No.
Okay. Well, I don't know what that's.
I don't know what they want from me.
I don't either,
In
but-
that respect.
Let's go back to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. You're live.
Good morning, Jada.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I am peaceful.
Peaceful. That's the word.
Yes.
I hear I talking about the hospital, right, and healthcare, but let me tell you something, right? You see the Bastia Health Center on that night, that they want a good look after. I got on there about 2 months ago. And since in the 60s when I was a girl, your tongue had the health center, we started to go on there for injection and to the dentist. And when I got on there, I look in the room, I see the nurses them in there, and I had to make them they laugh when I said, as a nurse, the only thing changed is the nurses them. The same thing. The benches you sit on outside, the door. When you go by the butt people place, everything. I mean, up to yesterday I went there, said they need to just shut down and is horrible. That is a failure. You ever gone down there? To the health
Unfortunately.
center?
Unfortunately.
Yes, you're sitting outside on a bench.
In the sun.
Because you carry children them when they used to wait. The same thing, the nurses them laughing. I said, so I said the only thing changed is the nurses because I said the elder nurses them who used to be there and you got some young one. And they laugh. The doors them, the place need to look after. It need painting. It need to look after for real. Maybe the minister for health ain't getting attention because they ain't get enough time to do what she had to do. But I hope that this new government deal with that because, trust me, Newton got a good health center. Newton Health Center is very clean and nice.
Mm-hmm.
I say down there dirty, but the whole thing need a facelift. And the hospital, I went to the hospital, I have no problem with the hospital. But when I talk about the hospital, I remember me look saying quite the same thing people that say about them down there, they're afraid to go there because when they go in there, they don't know if they're going to come back out. And you stay the same amount of hours in there. I come to church to the emergency room down there one time, and from 11 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock in the night, I still there. So I asked him if I come here to keep the company. Yeah. So, so it's saying thank you. So, and it's in the hospital, you know. It's in the hospital, so the nurses and the doctors, some of them, they just need to work a little fast. Some of them, they come to work and they're in a bad mood. The guy is sitting down and they're in there and knowing me somebody look me, they get up and people and ask them, what's going on in here? How do you feel? You know, you got to pull them up something because something they're just in there sitting out there waiting for hours. Sometimes you look, you're helping them, keeping the company then. You know, so I have a blessed man.
You do the same. Thank you. But I remember one time I took somebody to A&E and they walked straight through, you know, you're supposed to
No,
stay
sometimes you just have to walk
They
through.
walk straight through and they say, hey, then I hear them in there, I say, Lord God, we're going to get locked up today.
No, sometimes you have to.
But the second place I afraid the hospital first, the second place I afraid is HMP, you know, because...
And you know, we're getting on your prison now, so we
Bye,
start.
me mothers. And me like peanut butter, you know, I do not like peanut butter at all.
You would have got to learn to love it now.
Me mothers, I always just make sure... You know, sometimes people tell you things and you just want to forget who you be.
Because remember where you're going to have to remember where you're going to end up.
Peanut butter, a whole thing, Skippy does pop up. Whenever I want to just forget who
remember
I am and just...
and that don't go together.
Right, Skippy does just pop up, Skippy does dance.
I think a lot of people need to apply that to their daily lives when they're doing things.
But maybe they like peanut butter, you know,
maybe
because
you're right.
I told my friend the other day, something she said, remember, I don't like peanut butter. She said, half your life gone. I said, girl, no. Like, I genuinely do not like peanut butter.
That is understandable.
That is what keeps me
from getting over there.
Yeah.
And again, we're getting on your prison now, so you got to work harder to not go over there.
But I got to go check on two of my colleagues them because they wanted to try it out. They wanted to be the first in there.
They wanted to test the accommodations.
They said for the price that was being built at, it got to be it got AC, round the clock concierge, and they wanted to try it out.
The guy.
But I got to be, but I got to go check on them and see if they okay. I forgot. I clean forget. I didn't even. I got to check on them.
Listen, they're going to work it out. Hope and pray they don't reach over there. Hope and pray. But did it, unfortunately, time come to an end, man. Wait, when you say you're going back out to work?
I don't want to talk fast. I'm going to wait and let the new minister, maybe he's going to abolish all these nonsensical things that does cut down our vacation. So let me not speak before he works.
Okay, let me see. Let me check my calendar here and see. You feel like you could come back to join me on Monday, maybe?
Jade, you know, Monday is a big vacation day, you know.
Oh, dear.
Remember, I tell the person when I came in here,
oh, yes.
I can't do it Monday, I'll do it on Tuesday.
Oh, yes.
I think I'm going back to work until the 29th.
Might have to let you guest host with my colleague who will be back. As I feel like you guys would have a very...
I like Asam is my favorite bass player, you know.
Oh, see, there we go. We're going to have to come here back. We're going to have to call you back to join him while I'm away doing my cricket things, which is what we are about to speak about next. So, unfortunately, Didi, our time has come to an end.
Aww.
I know departing is such sweet sorrow.
Such sweet sorrow.
but you've gained a good amount of guests, so you might see your blue app blowing up. You might see your blue app blowing up.
I welcome all. Let me stop playing with the people.
Come go. Now you're going to overdo it.
Thank you so much for having me.
It was my pleasure, of course.
All right.
And we'll see you sometime soon.
Sometime in the not too distant future.
Indeed. Guys, we'll be taking a very short break.
Feel the magic happening.
Campari.
Taste. Something incredible happens when Campari is mixed just right. Like Campari and orange juice poured over ice. Taste it. Try it tonight. Bitter, sweeter, better. Campari. Must be 18 years and older. Drink responsibly.
Welcome back to Island Tea, guys, with your faves, Azim and Jade. Unfortunately, Azim has abandoned me for the week, but I am still here to keep you entertained. And I have two very special guests that you guys are probably accustomed to seeing via Zoom, but they are here to join me in studio today to talk some cricket action. Good morning, guys.
Hello, Jade.
Hi. Chris, can you pull your mic to you, please, so we can all hear you?
Good morning.
Yes. How are you doing? How was your flight?
It was long.
It was?
All worthwhile though.
It's always nice to be. It wasn't that long. It was fine. It was very comfortable. We're delighted to be in St Kitts and delighted to be out and about in St Kitts.
Yes. No longer are we imprisoned.
It's very exciting.
Yes, it is far from what we had to experience last CPL season, where we were stuck in the Marriott for those 30 plus days. We are able to see people and interact now, and we have some very exciting cricket action starting next week, which is why you guys are here to talk to my lovely listeners and viewers.
Yeah, we're really excited. 60 cricket. First time it's happened. Starts on Wednesday. And there is so much stuff going on. Not only is there some of the best cricket that's going on anywhere in the world happening right here in Bastia, there is also all sorts of fun stuff for fans to do at the stadium.
So you guys are going to tell us what some of those fun stuff are?
Yeah. So people obviously are very accustomed over the years to some of the exciting things that we've been having at CPL. You know, all the entertainment, the biggest party in sport, the hero fan of the match where fans come out in their fancy dress. But, you know, the 60 is going to be no different, to be honest. We've got some great entertainment. We've got some really exciting activations. One of them is a new one called the SkyX Cash Drop. So I hear you say, what's that all about?
Yes.
Well, yeah, I mean, for the 60, for every single game, and bear in mind that there's 3 or 4 games per day across those games from the 24th to the 28th. Every single game, at some point during the game, there'll be an alert on the big screen, and fans will be able to see themselves on the big screen. And whichever fan, you know, dances, goes wildest, gets the attention of the cameras the most, by moving their body, you know, showing those vibes, they win $500 on the spot, and that happens every game. So there's 3 or 4 chances to win every day. So lots of cash to be won.
Must be nice. I am super jealous. Peter told us about this recently, and I was like, darn, I am on the wrong side. I am on the wrong side, because I would have been front and center with my friends trying to win this money. But I can't.
It's really great to be able to bring the fans into the action. And I think we've seen with, you know, similar things that we've done before with the hero fan of the match, or last year there was the Angostura chill moment, all that kind of stuff. We know just the chance of one, it's great being on the big screen, right? Everyone likes being on the big screen.
Of course.
But then also be on the big screen and also walk away with some money in your pocket. That's even more exciting. So I think, you know, it's been a tough couple of years for everybody, and we're really pleased that SkyX have decided to come up with this activation that's just so generous to fans and really brings them closer to the action. And I think that's a big part of what we're trying to do with the 60, right? I mean, we've got this fan ball that people can vote for when there's going to be a ball where the batsman can't be dismissed or the batter can't be dismissed. All that kind of stuff. That's what the 60 is about. It's about getting the crowd and the viewing public at home to feel like they're being part of the game. You know, we like the idea that there's an interactivity to it for both fans and for players. You know, power plays get unlocked rather than them just automatically being there. There's kind of achievements throughout the game. And as well, I think it's going to be quite exciting as well that you're going to have so many sixes happening at Warner Park in this 10-over format, right? And I think, you know, Chris, you were saying that there's an exciting thing for fans to do with sixes being hit as well.
Yeah, I know. We talked about the SkyX Cash Drop. There's also going to be the Catch a Carib. So, yeah, if you catch the ball with one hand when it comes flying at you in the crowd, you win crates of beer. So, you know.
Listen, one thing we love in the Caribbean is a good beer.
Yes.
And we love good cricket. And to combine those things, I know people are already salivating. They cannot wait to get into the park on Wednesday.
Well, the good thing and the big exciting news for everybody is that the box office is open now. Opened yesterday, but properly opened and launched today. So we're hoping we're going to see lots of people coming when that opens at 10 o'clock this morning. There's opportunity for you to go and get your hands on those physical tickets. I know people like being able to hold those tickets in their hand. And what we've tried to do as far as pricing is concerned is just an important thing to remember here in St Kitts, and it's the only place we're doing this, is when you buy a ticket, you've bought a ticket for the whole day. It's not just one game that you're buying it for. So if you buy a ticket for the 60, you've got 3 or 4 games of cricket that you're going to get to watch. If you buy a ticket for the CPL, you get 2 CPL games and a WCPL game as well. And I think for us, within CPL's little, not a COVID bubble, but bubble, having those women's games is so exciting to us. It's something we've wanted to do for such a long time. Women's cricket is moving so fast. We saw that in the Commonwealth Games. We've seen that with other competitions around the world. There's the WBBL, the Women's 100. All of these tournaments, we're seeing these amazing athletes doing fantastic things. And to be able to bring that to the Caribbean, have the best talent across the region, being able to play with some really exciting overseas players. We've got South African captain Sune Luce. We've got Fatima Sana, who's one of the most exciting all-rounders in the world from Pakistan. Hayley Jensen, who's a really exciting quick bowler from New Zealand. All these guys are going to be descending on St Kitts, and you know, this is the 10th CPL, and I really hope that in 10 years' time, the two of us are sat here talking about 10 years of WCPL and Women's 60. You know, that's our vision for it. We're starting with a very solid foundation and building up from there, and we're really excited that we're able to finally bring in these fantastically talented female cricketers for people to come and watch, and I hope that it's going to get the support that it quite richly deserves.
I think when it comes to the Caribbean, we really appreciate the game of cricket. As a child, like I remember going to the park and seeing the excitement of everyone having a good time, enjoying the games, and I think that we are lucky to be able to still experience that in this small country, because a lot of people won't in their lifetime get to sit or stand fieldside and watch these players play. These are people they watch on the television. These are people they follow on social media. But to be able to see them and experience the excitement of cricket, I think that's something that we all appreciate here in St. Kitts and Nevis.
Yeah, it's absolutely huge, and it's something that CPL have been really passionate about since the start. That's why we've always had these spots in the squads for young emerging players, to give them an opportunity, and lots of players have gone on with that opportunity to play cricket all around the world based on doing good things in CPL. And something else we're doing this year that's really exciting is right across all the games in St Kitts, we're inviting lots of schools and cricket clubs to come down and bring kids in for free. So to your point, Jade, hopefully we can inspire some young people to fall in love with cricket, to want to pick up a cricket bat and get involved or follow the games, and follow that passion, develop that passion for cricket. So hopefully, young people will be there en masse, and the rest of the fan base can come out as well. Whether you're coming for a game with your friends for a night out or your family, there should be something for everyone. And another thing that we've got going on, because there are lots of exciting things going on this year, is because CPL's turning 10, it's our birthday this year. So we thought we want to share that experience with people. So we've got a little initiative going where if anyone in St Kitts or Nevis is turning 10 while the games are on this year, they can reach out to us and let us know, and we'll let them with some friends come and experience the cricket for free and be part of the party. We'll give them goodies and goodie bags and things like that as well, and there'll be child-friendly entertainment like face painters and things like that as well going on. So yeah, it's going to be a big family party as well as a big traditional sort of good night out.
I really love the family aspect of it, especially since it is currently summer vacation for a lot of kids. They are looking for places to go. They are looking for something to do, and to have this happen around their vacation must be the icing on the cake for these kids.
Yeah, we've wanted to make it as accessible as possible to everybody. We want young people coming along, and that's why we're saying, as many of these, working with these schools and cricket clubs. But we also work really hard to make those prices as affordable as possible for families, right? So, the first day for these women's games, it's going to be $5 for people to come in. And then for the other games, for a whole day, you're talking $10, $15, $20 US. It's not a massive amount of money to be spending for you to be able to come along and enjoy a fantastic day's worth of entertainment.
And this isn't just one game, it's the entire day. It's
a whole day, right? In the case of CPL, there's games at 10, games at 2:30 and games at 7, so that's almost 12 hours of cricket and entertainment and fun, excitement, things going on, giveaways, music. Can't wait.
Well, speaking of giveaways, a little birdie told me that you have something special for the listeners and viewers.
We do. I don't know if you're watching online. I'm holding it up to the camera, but if you're listening in, what I've got in my possession is a signed cap by all members of the St Kitts and Nevis championship-winning team last year.
Championship-winning, yes.
So I'm looking at Christopher Henry Gale's signature, I believe. It's hard to make out the names of them, but I know that they all signed it. So there's, it's very exciting. It's something we want to give away to listeners of Win FM.
And how are we going to give that away?
Well, we've got a question. I don't know if we can throw that on the airwaves that people can come back to us.
Right ahead.
I don't know if people call in or email or write on social media.
I'll monitor the phones and I'll monitor the live. So whoever messages first or calls first, they win. Okay,
we're going to make it easy so we can sort of flood the airwaves with responses. But it's a very simple question. Who is the championship captain of the St Kitts and Nevis Patriots?
Wow. That's the question.
I came up with way more complicated cricket ones, and Chris was like, be nice. Be nice. I was like, who was the leading wicket taker in the 2017?
Oh, no.
But Chris was like, no, that's not the question we're going for.
I think we should just go with Chris's question.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. Who is the captain, you said?
Captain, yes, of the Patriots. Who led them to title glory last year?
Well, somebody said Dwayne Bravo.
Ooh, do we need a little drum roll to know if they're correct? Yeah, not really, because it's quite an easy question. Yeah, they're correct, yes.
Well, and that person also said my daughter is turning 10 this year.
So she needs to email info@cplT20.com. info@cplT20.com. Email, tell us your little one's name, when their birthday is, and we'll come back to them as soon as possible. So, yeah, that's the way to do it. Really, really simple.
Wow, so she won a cap and also is going to be able to enjoy bringing her.
The question is now, does the cap become a birthday present?
I mean, listen, I would.
I would. Like, nah, it's mine. Yeah. I'm keeping it.
The parent has to pull rank there. I think they'll appreciate it more than the child.
Hey, we don't know. Maybe that child is a cricket enthusiast.
I'm sure we can make sure that the kid gets a cap as well as the parent. I think,
that's
maybe
so
not a signed one,
sweet.
but there'll be plenty of goodies and swag for everyone involved, I'm sure.
Those that are coming along for that birthday, as you well know, Jade, our little CPL family are quite a welcoming bunch.
Oh yeah, y'all are definitely warm and welcoming.
So we'll look after them.
Yes.
Assuming they come along to the games, we'll organise some tickets for them to come along to one of these 10 a.m. games. I suppose it'd be a ticket for all day in this instance, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, all day ticket. All day. I'm looking at Chris. He's the one in charge of all these giveaways. he's the one with his hands on the purse strings. So I don't like to offer too much without saying something to him first. But yeah, we're just really excited to see as many happy, smiling faces as possible, right? Those restrictions are gone. It was very nice coming through your airport without any of those restrictions. I can assure you.
Just in time.
Just in time.
I told Peter he could not believe it. He was like, "Send me some proof."
Yeah, my sister, who's coming to St Kitts to enjoy it, was very excited at the prospect of not having to do it. Unfortunately, it arrived too late for me not to have had one of these tests before I came. So, really excited to see as many people as possible turning out at Warner Park. Warner Park is one of the best places to watch cricket. It's so much fun. When it's there and it's full and it's pumping. And this team that you guys have got, this Patriots team, are a stunning team. Really good team. You've got Dwayne Bravo there. His brother Darren is joining for this year. Shafane Rutherford. There's some really exciting
The
Spice Man, Andre Fletcher, who's one of the leading run scorers ever in CPL, along with these overseas stars that are going to be playing for them. So we're really excited to be for that team, and we know they need your support, right? And I think that's the thing, is that we spend a lot of time talking to these cricketers. We're really fortunate. And that home crowd support, it means a lot. It really does mean a lot. And we want to see as many of your wonderful listeners coming out and supporting this fantastic winning team. They could win another title at the 60th.
I'm pretty sure they will come out, especially after the performance last year, where we literally went down to the wire and was given such a gift on Independence Day. I'm pretty sure they'll be out again to support.
It was a good game, that, wasn't it?
It was.
Still buzzing for that game.
It doesn't really get any more exciting than winning on the very last ball of the final. I mean, that was sheer drama and excitement. And
on the Independence Day of the country that you are playing for.
Talking about young players that have done so well, Dominic Drake's, for him to play that innings, he's only early 20s. He'll probably never play a more exciting or more important innings than that in the rest of his career. And to do that at Warner Park, in front of a home crowd, absolutely fantastic. Delighted for Dom and delighted for the Patriots. It was quite the celebrations that happened on that Independence Day. It's really great. And I think it's Little St Kitts and Nevis CPL champions. Come on now.
Put some respect on our name, okay? We deserve. So yes, we are looking forward to see everyone coming out from next week Wednesday. It is going to be cricket action going down into September, and I know you guys are pretty excited. I'm excited. The CPL staff, well, I'm a part of them, so excitement varies because we have to work, but we are still going to be excited to see you guys in the stands, partying, having fun with your families, because it is a family experience this year. We are turning 10 years old, a big 10. And we are excited to see all the little ones, all the little 10-year-olds coming out to celebrate, all the little cricket campers, all the school kids, the families. It's going to be a big vibe at Warner Park. Also, before you guys go, somebody's asking, where can I buy a jersey?
Jerseys? If you go to, first off, I'll talk about tickets, because that's a big thing. So Warner Park box office open 10 o'clock this morning. Go and get your tickets. If you don't want to go there, cplT20.com. or 66ixtycricket.com. You can buy your tickets there. As far as merchandise, I'm going to pass over to my illustrious colleague.
Yes, so we have got Patriots T-shirts and caps, as well as other CPL merch as well that we will be selling at the box office, probably from tomorrow, I'd say. At the moment, we're just sort of setting all that up today, but we got loads of lovely stuff for fans to come out so they can deck themselves out in Patriots gear and come and wear their colours and support the team right from next week in the 60, and then obviously from the 31st as well when CPL kicks off. So one thing we haven't mentioned so far is that the tickets this year, same as last year, it's cheaper if you get them before the day of the game. You can save, I think in most cases, about $5 if you buy them before. So don't leave it to the day of the game and walk up. Don't check, see if it's raining and then come out.
Don't be typical Kittians now. Don't wait till the last day to decide if you're going.
Exactly. No, so get down to Warner Park from today and get the cheapest tickets available and secure your tickets, pick your game days, and you're going to see a lot of cricket. There's 9 days to choose from. So we look forward to experiencing all the roller coaster of emotions of the Patriots' success over the next few weeks.
Indeed, indeed. And I'm looking forward to it. I will be off from next week Wednesday doing my cricket thing. Yes, so guys, you will miss me for a bit, but I'll be back. But yes, guys, don't forget, go out, get those tickets, grab them up. You have to be in the park with us. You do not want to hear about this on the radio. You do not want to watch the news and see the highlights. You want to be in the action. So go out and get these tickets. But it is time for me to leave because it is 10 a.m., which means Island Tea is done for the day. I have things to do. So, guys, remember, keep this with you today. Deal with people with love and grace. You don't know what people are going through today. You don't know what may be troubling them. Also, spend more time living your content than posting it. Keep off the Blue app. It's not making you guys look how you think it's making you look. So, just a little word of advice. And most importantly, remember, you cannot be everybody's cup of tea because you are not a mug. I will see you guys tomorrow.
This is Chris Gale, the Universe Boss. Get ready for something new. The 60s are